Greetings everyone, this is National Master Jonathan Hilton, here today with another forward chess moment. This moment comes from the book, Is Your Move Safe? By National Master Dan Heisman. Dan is a prolific chess author and is well known for his books for club players. In fact, Is Your Move Safe? Was recently named the best instructional chess book of 2016 by the Chess Journalists of America. Dan's motivation in writing this book was to provide a more practical type of tactics book for club players. The vast majority of tactics books only ask you to find winning moves for one side. However, most tactical thinking that chess players actually do over the board comes in the form of avoiding bad moves. So, Dan's book helps train club players to avoid tactical mistakes. The book does this by showing you a series of similar positions, and in each position, you must determine whether certain moves are safe. That is, they don't lose material. Here's an example. I'll go to a position that I have bookmarked. Here we go. I'll put the position up on the board. This arises out of a fairly well-known Sicilian. I will just go back to the beginning so that you can see the moves for yourself. So, for instance, here you can see that it's a Najdorf. White plays bishop c4, black plays e6, white plays queen e2, bishop b7, and both sides castle. So, in this position, Dan asks you to determine whether the move bishop g5 is safe for white. In other words, if you were to play bishop g5 here, does black have a tactical shot that would win material? If you'd like, you can go ahead and pause your video now and try to figure this out for yourself. Okay, ready? Perhaps unsurprisingly, the move bishop g5 is not safe. After bishop g5, the bishop on g5 is undefended, so black would play knight takes e4. This is fairly straightforward now. If white plays knight takes e4, black plays bishop takes g5, and he simply is up a pawn. So returning to bishop g5, knight takes e4. More likely, white would be tempted to throw in bishop takes e7 here, attacking black's queen. However, black then can counter by playing knight takes e3, attacking white's queen. White takes, black takes, with check, white takes, and black takes. In this position, black is simply up a pawn. So, that's the answer to this position as to whether bishop g5 is safe for white. Now let's move to the next position. Here we go. This is another position arising out of a different Sicilian. I'll show you the moves here as well. So as you can see, this is also a Najdorf. Slightly different move order now. And so the question here is whether the move bishop g5 is safe. Note that the question isn't whether bishop g5 is the best move. In fact, Dan suggests that bishop e3 or queen e2 might be slight improvements. However, the move bishop g5 might be safe or it might not. And I'll give you this opportunity to pause your video and try to figure out for yourself. Okay, ready? This time, the move bishop g5 is safe. The point is that several moves down the road, when black plays knight takes queen, he won't do so with check, because white's queen is on d1 rather than on e2. So we'll see then, if black plays knight takes e4, white can go ahead and play bishop takes e7, just as before. And then here, either what black's best move is, queen takes e7, and then white plays knight takes e4, black forks with pawn to d5, a new theme that we hadn't seen in the previous position. And then white simply plays bishop takes, pawn takes, knight c3, with a slight edge for white thanks to black's isolated queen pawn on d5. However, most players who play knight takes e4 after bishop takes e7 will be tempted to continue with knight takes c3, just as in the last position. Here, after bishop takes d8, when black plays knight takes d1, it isn't with check, so white has the opportunity to throw in the move bishop to e7. This attacks black's rook on f8 and his pawn on d6, and meanwhile the knight on d1 is still hanging. So black might play knight takes b2 in order to try to extricate his knight on d1. However, after the fairly simple bishop to b3, it's very difficult for black to save the knight. So for instance, rook to e8, bishop takes d6, and here white's threatening to play either of his rooks to b1, trapping the knight on b2. Black might try e5 to free his position up some, but then white simply plays rook to e1, pinning the pawn on e5, and also probably winning it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again on the next Ford Chess Moment.